Hello! This short video shows you how to complete the Financial Affidavit Administrative Support Proceeding form. We use this form to obtain financial information from both parents. We will use the information provided to determine child support payment amounts. Along with this form, you may also have received other forms, such as the Parent Information Form or Title 4D Standard Parenting Time Plan. There are links to instructional videos for these forms in the description below and on our website at floridarevenue.com/childsupport/form-help. If you received a parent information form with the financial affidavit form, please complete and return both forms. To help us process your case quicker, please complete the financial affidavit form online. To do this, log in to your eServices account or create an account if you don't have one at childsupport.floridarevenue.com, click on the Forms section, and then click on the Financial Affidavit form. Now, let's get started completing the Financial Affidavit form. When filling out this form, use dark blue or black ink. Please do not use pencil. Be sure to have your financial records for the past 2 years available to reference. This includes pay stubs, federal income tax returns, 1099 forms, benefit statements, and/or other proof of income. You will also need your health insurance information, if you have it, and information on any child care expenses you pay. Start by entering your full name on the line provided at the top of the form. Next, move to the income section of the form. In this section, you will need to list all income you have received over the last 2 years. For example, this includes all wages, business income, workers' compensation, unemployment compensation, Social Security, veterans benefits, pensions, gifts, rental income, and alimony. To complete the income section, list the dates you received each type of income. Then, enter the source of that income. Please note, the source of your income should not be the name of your employer. Instead, you should list the type of income here. For example, wages. For each line of income, list your rate of pay and hours worked per week. If you are entering an income type that does not require hours worked, such as Social Security benefits, leave the hours worked lines blank. If you are entering an income type of a one-time payment, such as a gift, enter the amount under rate of pay and leave the hours worked lines blank. If you need additional lines to list your income for the past 2 years, attach additional pages with the same information requested in the income section. If you are not currently employed, enter the reason you left your last job on the line provided. Now, let's move to the deduction section. In this section, list all legally required deductions from your paycheck. This may include state and federal taxes, Federal Insurance Contributions Act or FICA taxes, Medicare, health insurance premiums, and/or mandatory union dues. You may want to refer to your pay stubs or W-2 form for this information. Write the type of deduction and the amount and frequency of the deduction. Once you have listed each deduction that is relevant for you, enter the number of tax exemptions you claim on your W-4 form on the line provided. You will need to attach a copy of your most recent pay stub, benefit statement, or other proof of income and deductions with this form when you return it. Keep your original records. Only send us copies. Next, move to the Self-Employed section. If you are not self-employed, mark the No box and move to the next section. If you are self-employed, mark the Yes box. Then, enter your business name and type of work on the lines provided. You will need to attach a copy of your last federal income tax return, 1099 forms, or other proof of income. Keep your original documents. Only send us copies. Now, move to the Other Support Obligations section. If you do not pay support for any other child, mark the No box and move to the next section. If you do pay support for another child, mark the Yes box and enter the amount and frequency of those payments. Then, write the name of the child or children that the support is for. On the next line, provide details about the order, including the date and the county, state, court, or agency that issued the order. If you have multiple additional orders, attach a separate sheet of paper. Be sure to include all the information requested for each order. Attach a copy of the order and payment record for any order that the Department of Revenue is not enforcing. Keep your original records. Only send us copies. Next, complete the insurance coverage section. Indicate if you currently have health insurance coverage by marking the Yes or No box. If you marked No, you can leave the next few questions about your insurance coverage details blank. If you marked Yes, write the name of your insurance company, the company's address, and your policy number on the lines provided. Then, write the total premium you pay for insurance and the frequency. List the names of all persons covered and their relationship to you on the lines provided. If the child or children on this case are covered by your health insurance, mark Yes on the next question and skip to the next section, Child Care Expenses. If the child or children on this case are not covered by your health insurance, mark No on the next question and continue to answer the questions in this section. Next, indicate whether health insurance is available for your child or children through your employer by marking Yes or No to the next question. If you answered No, health insurance is not available to your child or children through your employer, indicate on the next question whether you have access to any other health insurance for the children by marking Yes or No. If you answered Yes to either of the above questions, enter the name of the insurance provider and the cost and frequency of that health insurance option. If you answered No to the above two questions, leave the remainder of this section blank. Now complete the child care expense section. If you do not currently pay child care expenses, enter $0 per year for 0 children. If you currently pay child care expenses, enter the amount you pay, the frequency, and the number of children on the lines indicated. Then, list the names of the child or children that you pay child care expenses for on the lines below. Be sure to add together any child care expenses you pay for each child and put the total amount on the dollar amount line. For instance, in our example, the parent pays $300 for John and $400 for Junior each month. This equals $700 per month. You're almost done! Before you complete the last section called Deviations, let's take a moment to understand how the Child Support Program will use the information you have provided on this form to calculate your support amount. The Florida Statutes, Section 61.30 FS, describe the guidelines that must be followed for calculating child support obligations. The purpose of these guidelines is to provide consistency and fairness to parents while addressing the children's basic needs. Child support obligations are calculated using the minimum monthly support need and percentage share of support and adjusting that amount based on expenses, credits, or deviations as required by the guidelines. Find a link to this statute in the video description below and at the end of this video. Now, let's talk about deviations. A deviation occurs when a support amount should be adjusted to higher or lower than the child support guidelines amount because of a case-specific situation. The deviation factors are listed in Section 61.30, 11, A, and B Florida statutes. If you believe your child support amount should be adjusted to more or less of the standard guideline, state your reasons in this section and attach copies of any supporting documentation. Any reasons you state requesting a deviation to the child support amount must qualify based on the deviation factors listed in Florida statutes. Some examples of deviation factors include time sharing, extraordinary medical expenses, total available assets of a parent or child, or special needs of a child. Refer to the statutes for a full list and description. You only need to complete this section if you are requesting a deviation. Otherwise, leave this section blank. All right, the financial affidavit is complete. Take a moment to go back and review each section and make sure the information you entered is correct. When you have checked everything, sign and date the form where it says sign at the end. If you completed the paper version of the form, you have two options to return the form to us. You can mail it to the address listed on the end of the form, or you can upload a scanned version or photo of the form and all attachments on e-services. To do this, log in to your e-services account at childsupport.floridarevenue.com, then click the Return Documents button at the top right-hand corner of the screen and follow the instructions. Reminder: you can complete this form online. To do this, log in to your e-services account or create an account if you don't have one at childsupport.floridarevenue.com. Click on the Forms section, and then click on the Financial Affidavit form. If you have any questions, please contact us. Visit our website at floridarevenue.com/childsupport for more information.